that's as far the bowling is concerned. अब दूसरी बात, आपने फिटनेस की बात की, ये कैप्टन बदल गया, अब सारे धीरे धीरे फैलने लग गए. आप देखिए फिटनेस का एक बहुत बड़ा इशू है.
Right.
शिखर धवन कंसिस्टेंटली फिट रहता है लेकिन कोई उसकी बात नहीं करता. वो एक अंडररेटेड कैप्टन भी है, अंडररेटेड लीडर है, सीनियर इन द साइड है. But not everybody is as disciplined as a Virat Kohli or a Shikhar Dhawan or a Hardik Pandya.
Yeah, I mean, look, Virat was an exception. You know, if you look in the context of fitness, apart from his batting exploits also, but in the context of fitness, he was, you know, he set benchmarks which, you know, others had to catch up or aspire to, and maybe even that didn't help them reach his level, because look at him, he's remained uniformly fit for the last 7, 8, 9 years. I don't think he's had breakdowns. He may have taken some, you know, some matches for rest or whatever it might be for both of his daughter, etc., vagera, vagera. But he's not broken down and become unfit, which most of the players have had. You know, so it shows that it is possible to retain peak fitness for long periods of time. If Virat can do it, so can the others. What it requires is discipline, dedication, and obviously passion for wanting to be fit. You know, this is the most difficult part. Anand, since you are a fitness buff yourself, let me tell you that unless you have the mental toughness and the deep desire कि मुझे कुछ भी हो जाए जाके मुझे ट्रेन करना है, नहीं ऐसा नहीं कि मैं आज चल 2 दिन में गुटली मारता हूँ फिर आके वापस I'll make up, I'll catch up. It never happens. So that has to come from within. And once you reach those levels of fitness, and he was obviously an inspiration. When your captain is setting such high standards, willy-nilly, you have to match up. You know, otherwise you're going to be left behind. मुझे याद है No, I just want to add, एक श्रीलंका के टूर पे था मैं 2015 I think, when Virat was a very new captain. In fact, that was his first series as captain, independently, a test captain. And there was at the Taj, you know, hotel over there, Taj Colombo mein. There was a meeting with the players and the media, and you know, no other players came. Even Virat, till Virat finished his whole regimen and came, because सब उसके पीछे लगे हुए थे कि यार ये नहीं छोड़ेगा तो हम भी नहीं छोड़ सकते जिम. You know, that was the kind of influence he had. I think that is something that needs to be, you know, kind of it needs to be percolating right through.
इसमें ना सर, it's not just about wanting to stay fit. There is science behind it. There is absolute physics behind it. अब आप ज़हीर खान को देखिए. Every time he became fit, he lost 6, 7, 8 kilos. Then for a spell of 6 to 8 months, he had fantastic bowling. Then in those 6 or 8 months, because he would start gaining weight again, and immediately the moment he exceeded that 5, 6 kilos ka weight gain, he would have an injury on his legs, knee, back, somewhere. Why? Because it's physics. Because the amount of pressure you are exerting, the poundage that happens, the G-force exerted, all of that has a direct relation to your bones. Top players in the world have kept their body weight, ideal body weight, or they've kept themselves 1 or 2 kilos below their ideal body weight. Because that's what gives them that spring in the step, that elevation, that elasticity, and also reduces the pressure on the bones, because they put so much of pressure on these bones. And then of course, हर किसी का अलग अलग तरीका होता है how do you remain fit. कपिल देव का नुस्खा अलग है, विराट कोहली का नुस्खा अलग है, जसप्रीत बुमराह का नुस्खा अलग है. लेकिन you have to train yourself to be at your optimum level at all points in time. You can't compromise. अब आप ऋषभ पंत को देख लीजिए. Every time you see him play, don't you think in your first point, is he 100% fit? Is he fit enough to not just keep for 5 days non-stop or 4 days non-stop plus bat? Do you not feel that he is making mistakes in his batting because he is not 100% fit? Does he not need to work on that? Now, is he taking that seriously? Because it makes a difference. Because if I am not confident, now उसका उल्टा भी है कि पंत को जब तक आप confidence नहीं दोगे कि भाई तुमको 100% टीम में रखा जाएगा, तुम drop नहीं होगे, तब तो होगा मैं किस लिए effort लगाऊं?
Right. नहीं देखिए, what you're saying is absolutely right. There is a scientific approach we have to adopt. You know, there's nothing you can do about genes, but you can do a lot more once you identify that you know that okay, now these are my limitations, that these are the handicaps. This is something that I'm born with. You know, then I need to work that much harder. And today, science and especially, you know, the physics that goes into maintaining and sustaining fitness tells you how things can be done very extremely well. You talked about fast bowlers. I mean, Jimmy Anderson is a classic instance in part. No? He's 40 years old. And the way he has handled himself, of course, handled also by the selectors and his team, but he's gone to Pakistan where they'll probably have dead as dodo pitches. He's the first choice. He's going to play in the first test tomorrow, which starts tomorrow, unless the half the team is unwell. If they don't recover, they might shift the test match to Friday. But to bowl on those pitches, he must have mentally planned क्या मुझे करना है 3, 4, 5 months back when the English home season was on. वो ऐसे नहीं हो जाता है. So he has had a whole dose of preparation going behind because he wants to still play at the test level. His appearances are not there in white ball cricket, they're only in test cricket,
Right.
but even so, you have to make sure that you're fit and fit to bowl in the conditions which are not your typical English conditions. So ये तो करना पड़ेगा आपको, ये तो है ही.
नहीं, और देखिए इसमें इन लोगों ने क्या किया, अपने आप को मैनेज तो किया है. A lot of them have worked on their fitness in such a way that they become leaner but still remain stronger. They have also learned how to work their skill in such a way to not use so much of physical power as much as they use their skill going on. No, see, Federer model. It's a pure play Federer model. See, Federer changed the guttings of his racket, the weight of his racket. Tendulkar changed the weight of his bat. As they became older. A lot of them made adjustments just so that they can play smarter and they can also extend their longevity.